You are welcome to National Open University of Nigeria, Noun tutorial. Today we will be giving attention to GST 201, Nigerian Peoples and Culture. My name is Dan Asukwa, your instructor. If you are a Noun student or from any other universities, this will be very useful for you. Do well to share with others as well as on your study groups. If this is your first time of coming across our videos, why not do well to subscribe? Like, comment, and share for other too to benefit. Today we are discussing Unit 2, The Peoples of Southern Nigeria and Their Culture in Pre-Colonial Times, Part 2. Contents 1.0 Introduction, 2.0 Objectives, 3.0 Main Content. 3.1 The Itsekiri. 3. 1.1 Origin of the Itsekiri people. 3. 1.2 The Socio-Political Organization of the Itsekiri people. 3.2 The Urhobo. 3. 2.1 Origin of the Urhobo people. 3. 2.2 The Socio-Political Organization of the Urhobo people. 3.3 The Ijaw. 3. 3.1 Origin of the Ijaw people. 3. 2.2 The Socio-Political Organization of the Ijaw people. 4.0 Conclusion. 5.0 Summary. 6.0 Tutor-marked assignment. 7.0 References and further reading. 1.0 Introduction. This unit is the prolongation of the preceding one. Remember, we are still discussing the people of southern Nigeria and their culture in pre-colonial times. In Unit 1, we dealt with the first three major ethnic groups of southern Nigeria. This present unit focuses on the last three major ethnic groups of southern Nigeria. These are the Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw. 2.0 Objectives. At the end of this unit, you should be able to identify the Itsekiri, identify the Urhobo, identify the Ijaw, discuss their origin, explain their culture or way of life, identify the similarities and dissimilarities among them. 3.0 Main Content. 3.1 The Itsekiri. 3. 1.1 Origin of the Itsekiri people. Ijaw is known as the man through whom the kingdom of Itsekiri is said to have been established. History tells us that Ijaw was the son and heir apparent of Oba Oluwa of Benin in about 1473. You should remember that unlike the Yoruba, Bini, and Igbo peoples, the Itsekiri do not have many versions of their origin. According to the Itsekiri tradition, Ijaw at a time wrongly advised his father on a particular issue. The advice was so disastrous that Ijaw became very unpopular to the extent that his people vowed never to let him succeed his father. When his father, Oba Oluwa, noticed the seriousness of the anger of his people against his son, he decided to arrange a kingdom outside Benin for him. This was, according to him, the best way to avoid problems in his kingdom. According to the tradition, Ijaw was then sent with some chiefs and servants to an area by the sea to establish a kingdom of his own. On his arrival, Ijaw met with some Ijaws who took him along with his followers by canoe to an island where they finally settled. To most of the Itsekiri, this settlement is known as Itsekiri Kingdom till today. Self-assessment exercise. Discuss the origin of the Itsekiri Kingdom. 3. 1.2 The Socio-Political Organization of the Itsekiri people. The kingdom Ijaw founded was made up and is still made up of the Itsekiri, Ijaw, and a good number of other elements. Odi Itsekiri is the capital. Other settlements such as the Forcados, Escravos, and Benin rivers surround the capital. The socio-political organization of the Itsekiri people was very close to that of Benin Kingdom. The palace and titles, for instance, were modeled after that of Benin Kingdom. But in the Itsekiri case, the kingdom was ruled rather by the Olu. He alone presided over a council known as Ojoye, which was made up of 7 nobles or title holders. The Olu combined in himself spiritual and temporal powers. Self-assessment exercise. The socio-political organization of the Itsekiri Kingdom was similar to that of the Benin Kingdom. Discuss. 3.2 The Urhobo. 3. 2.1 Origin of the Urhobo people. Unlike the Itsekiri, the Urhobo people have more than one version of their origins. Ugeli, Agara, and Ogo version. According to Ugeli, Agara, and Ogo, the Urhobo people originated from the Ijaw. To them, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to culturally and historically differentiate the Urhobo from the Ijaw. Uwerun, Abraka, Agbon, Ugun, and Olomu version. To Uwerun, Abraka, Agbon, Ugun, Olomu, and many others, The Urhobo people are the product of the Benin immigrants. According to them, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to historically and culturally differentiate the Urhobo people from the Bini. Self-assessment exercise. Use your own words to discuss the origin of the Urhobo people. 3. 2.2. The socio-political organization of the Urhobo people. Just like the Itsekiri, the Urhobo people are found in the Niger Delta region. However, unlike the Itsekiri, the Urhobo are fragmented and live in different places in the Niger Delta area. This may be the reason why the Urhobo people, unlike the Itsekiri and Benin, have never established a single kingdom. Socio-politically speaking, each Urhobo village had its own traditional institution headed by a ruler, Ovi. Just like the Itsekiri, the socio-political organization of the Urhobo people was modeled after that of Benin Kingdom. The Ovi, for instance, had a court made of prominent individuals and title holders. Moreover, just like in Igboland, the adult male members of the Urhobo society were divided into age sets corresponding with youth, middle age, and elders. Of course, each of the age sets performed specific duties in the societies. Self-assessment exercise. Use your own words to discuss the socio-political organization of the Urhobo people. 3.3. The Ijaw. 3.2. Origin of the Ijaw people. As one of the major ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region, the Ijaw people share almost the same stories of origin with their Itsekiri and Urhobo counterparts. That is to say, there is no clear-cut demarcation on the history of the origin of the Ijaw from that of the Itsekiri and Urhobo. Self-assessment exercise. How can you characterize the origin of the Ijaw people? 3.2. The socio-political organization of the Ijaw people. Socio-politically speaking, the traditional Ijaw did not develop any centralized system of government. For some scholars, this might be so because the Ijaw was scattered in small fishing settlements in the creeks of the river Niger. The house system characterized Ijaw societies. Ijaw people were traders, especially fishermen. The traditional major Ijaw states were Bani, Kalabari, Ibrika, Opobo, and Brass Nembe. Self-assessment exercise. The socio-political organization of the traditional Ijaw was unique. Why? 4.0 Conclusion. This unit has dealt also with the southern Nigerian peoples and culture, specifically in pre-colonial times. The Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw have been the main focus. It should be clear to you by now that the Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw people are located in the Niger Delta region. You should also remember that although the Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw people have many things in common, they do have notable differences as well. It is also obvious that there is a kind of socio-cultural shift from what happened to the traditional Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw to what we witness today. 5.0 Summary. In this unit, I introduced you to the Part 2 of the peoples of southern Nigeria and their culture in pre-colonial times. I discussed and analyzed the three last major ethnic groups of the southern Nigeria, that is the Itsekiri, the Urhobo, and the Ijaw. Therefore, at the end of this unit, you are expected to know: identify the Itsekiri, identify the Urhobo, identify the Ijaw, discuss their origins, explain their traditional culture or way of life, explain their traditional/social political organization, explain the similarities and dissimilarities among them. 6.0 Tutor-marked assignment. 1. Discuss the origins of the traditional Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Ijaw. 2. Although the Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Ijaw are all from the Niger Delta area, discuss what differentiates them.